From the Carl Chevrolet Studios in West Des Moines, this is Iowa Live.
And live from the Unidome, we have the one and only Professor Jeff Stein. Hello, Mr. Stein. What are you doing at the Unidome?
I am here with hundreds of my closest friends, Lou. It's the 35th annual Hawkeye Farm Show, day 2 of 3, and we have about 1,000 different items that people, some 200 exhibitors, are showing here. So we're doing our program here on KXEL all 3 days from the Hawkeye Farm Show. I actually had an Iowa Live viewer come up to me a little earlier this morning, and he literally, while I was on the air on the radio, tried to steal the donut I had on the corner of the table.
So those are our kind of people, I'm telling you.
Yes.
That is really cool.
I'm not kidding. He said he loves the show.
Awesome.
And you can believe I shot him a look when he started reaching for my glazed donut with sugar on it.
Yeah, you don't touch donuts with radio people, okay? That's a no-no. No. Those are protected items. Hey, we want to talk about, speaking of radio and speaking of voices and things like this, we are talking about a voice that is known, and we're serious, around the world.
You know, people use their God-given talents in so many different ways. They overcome obstacles, and that is the point, Lou, of this story. As an African-American growing up in Centerville in the 1930s and 1940s, a young man who was called Billy by his family endured his share of racism, such as not even being allowed into the community swimming pool. His father was a coal miner. His grandfather was actually a former slave who once had been sold at auction for $500. He and his family, Billy, I'm talking about, Billy and his family were active in the Baptist church, and that is where he discovered a talent for music.
And that musical talent led to a lifelong connection with another Iowan well known for introducing us to amazing talents.
Yeah, at age 13, Billy had a soprano voice at the time. That voice earned him top honors when the Bill Riley State Fair Talent Search came to town. As Billy grew older, his voice developed into a rich bass baritone, and by the time he began his studies at the University of Iowa in 1957, others began to notice his gift. That included vocal teacher Charles Kellis. Professor Kellis encouraged the young man to make singing his career after seeing him work as a member of the University of Iowa's Old Gold Singers. He was the first black singer, by the way, in the group's history.
Wow.
He then studied at the Juilliard School of Music for a year, then made his professional stage debut in Germany in 1965. He first graced the Metropolitan Opera stage in New York in 1982, and in all, he has performed throughout the world in 101 operatic roles, including as Porgy in Porgy and Bess. His first White House performance was in 1966, and in all, he has sung for no fewer than 5 U.S. presidents, Lou.
All right, a lot of the audience today is finally figuring out who in the world Billy is, Professor Stein. What is Billy doing nowadays?
Well, he spends much of his time right here in his native state of Iowa. He teaches at various Iowa colleges, gives a lot of benefit concerts, and works to combat malaria and AIDS in Africa. Now, you see, he was named for his father, but to avoid confusion as a boy, he was called Billy. But you know him by his given name, Simon. We're, of course, talking about the world-renowned singer Simon Estes, who was born on this date in 1938.
And what an outstanding stand-up gentleman he is, Professor Stein. I'm sure you've had a chance to visit with him. He's visited our program a couple of different times and just is one of the absolute nicest people we've ever met.
When I was teaching at the college up in Waverly, he was also a visiting professor there, and his parking lot, well, in the winter, he'd cut through the building I was in, right? It was closer to walk through the buildings. And he would walk by my office, and if I was in there, he'd come in and sit down and want to talk about current affairs, etc. And I'd catch myself thinking, I am talking about contemporary issues with Simon Estes. I mean, how lucky was I?
Yeah, and especially when he would just say, "Hello, Jeff," and then everything would rumble around you. That is so cool.
We actually got him to do drops for the radio. As you can imagine.
And those would be saying the call letters of the radio station for people that want to know that. So that is so cool. All right, people want to find out more about Billy, a.k.a. Simon. Where can they go and get that information?
We're at IowaAlmanac.com, also on Twitter and Getter and Parler and Instagram at Iowa Almanac.
Great job as always, Jeff, and have fun at the Hawkeye Farm Show, and we will talk to you next time.
Have a great day, Lou.
All right, you have a great day as well. And we're going to be back here tomorrow. Dr. Vince Hassel and someone who's lost 83 pounds on his weight loss program. Astonishing. That's tomorrow on Iowa Live. Enjoy the weather, everybody.